Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's a little bit of out with the old, in with the new. So this was a new build 10 years ago, and today we're going to be changing this BG board. Okay, so it's an old type, obviously a plastic. We're going to upgrade it because there's a few different little alterations and stuff that we're doing. Okay, so we're now actually going to be installing the brand new BG Fortress board. It's a new one for me, so I'm super excited. It's a full RCBO board with SPD. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you do so. Link is in one of the corners. I always say that because I don't know which one it is. You'd have thought I should do by now, but I don't. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring you in a little bit closer and we'll have a look at taking this cover off and have a look what the previous Sparky's done from day one. Okay, so we've had a few alterations. So this here is actually for a hot tub, I believe, that was put in. We've also got on the side a doorbell transformer as well on the outside of this. So our gas bond was brought through just down here. So meter cupboards are here and here for the exits are here and here. So yeah, so let's get this front off and have a little look. Right, okay, so quite busy as you can see, but it looks like I've got lots of room for dressing all the cables in and all the rest of it. So what I'm going to do here is start looking at taking this out. So this cable here, it looks non-original from the original electrician, if that made any sense. And obviously we've got our what would be the armoured supply here, so we're going to drop that off as well, find out whether, make sure that's all earthed, all the rest of it, because I'm not entirely sure whether it is, but we'll double check that to make sure that earth path is continued all the way through. So we've got our mains earth in there and gas and water by the looks of it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to mark all these up. I've already proved dead because there is no supply coming in here. We've isolated it just outside in the meter cupboard. It's got a main switch there, so that's all sorted. So what I'm going to do now is label all these up, and when I mean label, I mean just mark, so I know exactly what circuit does what, and strip all that board out. Okay, so let me top my eye out. Okay, so we're going to look at the actual board itself now. So some of the main differences that I've seen really. So on the old one, so where the DIN rail was, that only had two fixings. So what used to happen with those, they used to flex and stuff like that. So especially if you've got a larger, fully populated board, they used to flex and all sorts of stuff. So they used to cause a bit of an issue. So what they've done on this one is, so what they've done is put four fixings all the way along the DIN rail, so it doesn't do that flexy thing that's really annoying. The other thing about these is that they've actually engineered, see that? So you see on there, there's that like rib reinforcement press in there, and same on that side. And also they've put more on here for the cover to stop the lid going all mental. So in fairness, like, it's a pretty sturdy bit of kit. So yeah, I mean, it's nuts really. So what I'm going to do with this, okay, so I'm going to use my standoffs on here. So it's going to be stand off the wall a little bit, because then I'm going to bring all the cables in through that knockout here. and then the meter tails are going to come through this big bad boy here. So that is what I'm planning on doing, but it looks like it's pressed. So basically this board itself looks like it's been pressed out of pretty much one piece of steel. So the reason why that's going to give it more strength than it's just welded on these tops, rather than having multiple pieces of metal then all just welded together, it'll actually give it way more strength, which is mental really, like I say. And it's, yeah, feels pretty decent in fairness. So let's get it all set up, knocked out, and let's get it back on, and then we'll have a look at the RCBOs, I think. Okay, so I thought we'll just have a little look-see at this. So we've got the RCBO, okay, so it's a little compact fella, that's basically what they call it. So the standard height ones, like on different manufacturers, are all up here, but BG only do compact ones anyway. But getting used to different, like I say, different boards, things like that, there's different ways of installing these. So just to try and dress them in nicely. So what I'm planning on doing is, so my cables are going down all the way along to the far end and then dressing up. But because the leads on these are really long, which is great, because it's, you know, you've got different boards, different lengths and all that sort of stuff. So the flying lead on it is what, probably 600 mil, something like that. So it's big. So the good thing about that is that it gives you loads and loads of room to maneuver. I mean, I know other people might say, no, yeah, but I don't want that, it's another job to do. So what I'm doing now is tucking them all in this way. Still gives plenty of length and stuff if need be. And then I'm basically just cutting the ends off and putting a ferrule on. So for you who don't know what a bootlace ferrule is, this is that. So they are what you need to use because it's a fine multi-strand. You need to put those back on basically, because if you just wired them in after cutting that off, it's not the correct thing to do. So one of the other things I like about these boards that has jumped out at me straight away is, let me just tighten that up, is that all the screw heads, okay, so all the screw heads come already out, fully out. So I know it sounds stupid, but rather than having to undo it and then tighten it back up to put the cables back in, you don't have to do that. They're literally already out, so it's cable straight in, bang, tighten up, and away you go. So there's all torque settings as well for all your RCBOs, your main switches, your MET, and obviously your neutral bar. So we'll go through all those, make sure. So obviously at the minute I'm just nipping them up, and then I'll rattle through the whole lot in one go. But yeah, so I just thought I'd show you those. So far, really impressed with it. So I've put the standoffs on, so that's obviously brought it off the wall slightly. It does come with grommet strip itself, but I've always done this, no matter what board I've fitted. I've always used my own, because it's actually for like metal edging and things like that, and it's just a stronger sort of edging really, so I just find it easy. It doesn't come off. Now, like I say, I've not tried the BG one at all, but I know what I like, and that's what it is. So I've brought my meter tails through. Usually I'd use a flexi tails, but I just wanted to see how easy it was with using the normal tails that are there, because like I say, you don't have to change all the tails. They're already 25mm tails here anyway, but I just wanted to try and use everything that was already there, just to give it a real true comparison, rather than me just tarting everything up and not giving it a real world test, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to carry on getting the rest of these RCBOs in. Okay, so as you can see now, the board is all labelled up. So lid cover itself is really easy to get on. So what I like about it, and like I say, I've tried to do it using, you know, traditional tails as such, rather than using flexi tails. So moving forward, I would always recommend using the flexi tails. So the reason why is because you can get a bit more of a swoop on it, and it gives you that little bit more give, being honest. But yeah, I mean, the lid cover is just pops straight on, which makes a massive difference for me. So one of the things that you also get in your kit is a little lid, the lid cover. So sort of lid cover holder, should we say? So it's all labelled up now. So next job for me is getting on with the hob, but that's going to be on a later video. So we're going to put in a new circuit for that. But yeah, so overall impressions on the board, I wouldn't hesitate again to fit one. I really wouldn't. I think the build quality surpasses. Yeah, surpasses what I normally fit, in fairness, being honest. So that's not to say I wouldn't fit those again. It's just that I think that, you know, if there's the option between one of the two, I would go with this, in fairness, just being completely honest. So yeah, so like I say, we've got the hot tub supply back in. There is a high reading on that, and that again will be on a later video and show you why it's got a high ZS value on there. And it's not actually from the electrician who's originally installed this, because you can see the difference between this guy and the landscaper. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Like I say, if you have, give us a thumbs up, and if you, like I say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. It's amazing when you look at the analytics on how many people actually watch the videos collectively over the channel to how many actually are subscribers. So please make sure you do that. It does massively help. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and see you soon.